and welcome guys, it's Gugus here, and today I've got an exciting team from you. As you can already tell from the thumbnail, I have a game-breaking Aqua that is in my mid lane. Let me just show you this team so that you know what I'm talking about. Right at the front I have a very cheap plant which has the Cattail, which is just in the meta. It's perfect for the meta. Cactus for the high damage, Herbivore, which could be surprising, but I do like playing this card. And then we have the Scarab for the bug damage as well as the range card, so I'm not that exposed to Graveland. In the back what we have is a bird with hair, so I have some beast damage. We go for the eggshell so that I have an aroma. Then I go for the Tri-Feather as a high damage 0 cost, which I can queue up with the aroma, and a Peacemaker as well. And in the middle is the cherry on top, which is a Nemo, Keratin, Mosquito, as well as a Sponge mid lane. Now it's very exposed to Graveland, right? Because I have all melee cards and I haven't seen that much Graveland. People are gravitating towards the mech in the current meta. So this Axie does have a mechanic which has not been nerfed yet, and that is whenever someone breaks your shield, you get an attack up from the sponge, right? So you can stack all the way up to 5 attacks, meaning that you will deal 100% more damage on your next attack, which means that the Mosquito will heal me for quite a lot. And this is something that I want to present to you. The current MMR that we are sitting on is almost 3.4k, and I am in the top 70. One thing I need to mention is that this team is relatively expensive and I can't afford it because I am broke, but people at Maple Mode Group have sponsored this team. Then send it over to me. You can check them out in the description below. There's going to be a link to their Discord, so you can find them there. And let's jump into the first game. And see how we managed to navigate this team. One thing I need to mention is that this team is relatively expensive and I can't afford it because I am broke, but people at Maple Mode Group have sponsored this team. Then send it over to me. You can check them out in the description below. There's going to be a link to their Discord, so you can find them there. And let's jump into the first game. As I have mentioned already, there is an uprise in mechs in Axie Infinity because they are simply very good. Now the mech is usually tied with like a backdoor bird and a very simple plant at the front that has some 0 cost. So that's what we are facing. This is a 49 speed mech and a 59 speed bird with the sneaky ray. So that's what we are going to be playing against. I do have the Cattail, which is gonna have me draw a little bit more cards versus the mech if I do play it well, and I want to collect my cards on the Aqua and deal as much damage with the bird. So that is the game plan. We want to play front to back. We want to get rid of this plant. Now round 1 I decided to go for Cat's Tail, and my opponent does that as well. But in round 2 what I do is I decide to skip because I didn't think I have anything good to play. I could have maybe go for the hair, but still didn't really matter. My opponent does decide to go for the post fight. He goes for the eggshell and he kills my bird, so I lose quite a bit of damage. I go for the Herbivore thinking that he's gonna attack me, but that does not happen. I do manage to crit with the Cactus, which is quite helpful, but still I am going last. What does that mean? I'm not gonna be able to prevent him from healing by using my Scarab, right? I go for the Mosquito, I go for the Sponge, and I go for a massive overkill by the Cattail and the Herbivore as well as the Scarab, right? So I do get rid of his bird, but he didn't have many cards on his bird. He only had a Toothless Raid. And now his plant is alive and I kill a very useless bird. So in round 5 I just go for a little bit of shield in the form of Cattail, I believe. No, I already used it round 4, so that's even more tragic. And round 5 he slaps me in the face with a beach as well, and I'm currently playing in 1v2 with just 3 energy. But I do have the Mosquito so that I can heal up, and he has the Acro, and I'm not sure why he didn't decide to play the hero. He could play the heroes just to draw some cards and deal some damage in case I don't go for it. I go for the Mosquito, dealing 98 damage to the plant and healing up as well. And now with a full set of cards I can navigate this matchup quite easily. I go for the Mosquito just to heal up to max, then I go for some energy because I don't expect him to go for Goda, as Goda is not the highest damage dealing card. Then Bumpy as well as Sponge 82, and you can see where this team becomes very good. I get 1 attack up, I get get 2 attack up, and I get 3 attack up. That means my next attack is going to deal 96 damage. And you might be thinking I'm only left with 230 shield, and that is fine because I can go for a mosquito, I can go for a bumpy, I can go for Sponge and Nemo, and I still will be able to survive his attacks and also get even more attack ups. I can get all the way to 5 attack ups, not die, and you can see right here 166 damage and 166 heal, and I can just finish him off with the Sponge and the Nemo combo to take the win. So quite a fun team, right? You can see how you can outplay a mech by using these cards and how much you can heal when you are in that 1v1 scenario. In game number 2, what we are facing is a very unique team of a plant double aqua. Now, if you're thinking that plant double aqua has fallen out of the meta, I got news for you. It is still doing very, very well. All you need is just the right parts, which is the koi at the back with some high damage 0 cost, and then an acro and some sort of a range card on the back when it comes for the mid lane aqua. Now, the plant does have a zigzag, which means he doesn't have the Sirius, so I do decide to go for double Nemo in round 2, and I skip the rest when it comes to my bird and aqua damage. I don't go for these 2 cards because there's no point, and my opponent goes for the acro and he goes for the scarab, which is really bad for me because I wanted to heal up with the herbivore and now I'm not going to be allowed to, and he also kills my plant, so I just waste that 1 energy from my plant. And you can see right here where the struggle comes in. I got 8 energy in round 3, but I don't really have cards that I can play, so I decided to go for the double hair as well as the eggshell and the tri-feather to try and kill this plant. I go for 288 damage from the eggshells. I go for the tri-feather, hitting him twice for 44, but that is just not enough to take the kill. I do manage to navigate some of that damage to my bird, go for the peacemaker, finish the plant off, and then I go for the bumpy as well as the sponge treatment for this mid lane aqua. The good thing is that he does not have a Nemo on his hand. I'm not sure how many he has used, but he is kind of struggling for energy, and he goes for a singular Nemo. I'm not really sure why he's doing that. I guess it's just to prevent me from playing my hair and getting some more cards. I go for the eggshell, and nothing much happens, and the lucky thing is he already played 2 of his acros, so he can't be going in front of me. I go for another eggshell so that I can sacrifice my bird and kill this mid lane aqua before he kills me. He's gonna kill my bird using the koi, using the hero, and using the piranha, and on paper he should be winning this matchup because he's going first and he also has very high damage cards, right? So I just go for the mosquito to heal myself up a little bit. And when it comes to 5 energy versus his 4 energy, I go for mosquito, a double bumpy this time, and a sponge, right? So I get 40 shield every single time. He goes for some nice damage, but that is just not enough to kill me, and I got 3 attacks up, so I'm gonna be able to heal myself for 115. Even though we are sitting at a class disadvantage, I can still heal myself up, deal some nice damage with the keratin or the bumpy and the sponge as well. I go for the double mosquito. This time I didn't draw a bumpy, so I'm not going to be able to get that repeating attack up, but it is still good enough to finish off my opponent's aqua and take the win to make it 2-0 for this episode. Now, I believe I made some mistakes in this game specifically, so I want to show it to you so that this team also has some weak points. I don't want to show just the Graveland team because that's obvious that he counters me because I have all melee cards on my Aqua. I want to show something a little bit more exciting, and this team is quite fun to play. You can see my opponent Aqua does have a risky fish. He does have the dual blade revenge arrow as well as the twin tail, which deals a nice bit of damage from the 35 skill that an Aqua has, and he also has an Acro bird, which is very, very interesting as he can speed himself up and go in front of my bird. In round number 1, I don't really do anything, and he goes for a cactus, which is a little bit weird. Now in round 2, I try to go for the kill or try to get some damage on this plant. I go for the peacemaker, I go for the tail, I go for the herbivore to heal myself up a little bit, managed to do that for 87, and go for the cactus as well. Now my opponent is sitting comfortably on 3 energy. He can release the twin tail, he can go for the hair, and he can kill my plant effortlessly. I go for hair, I go for peacemaker, and then bringing his plant down to 107 health. but the opponent does do the same thing, and he brings me down all the way to 208 health. Now Nemo and Mosquito is going to allow me to get some of that energy back and kill my opponent, and with the double twin tail I actually managed to get some cards, right? I get like 4 cards, which is really good. Some of these cards did go to my plant, which was a little bit unfortunate, and you can see right here I go for the eggshell and double tri-feather. And I think this was a huge overkill. Going for the sponge, going for the keratin, going for the bumpy. I thought he's gonna go for a balloon at the very least. But you can see right here, 2 of these cards were an overkill. I should have went for a Nemo earlier before the mosquito bite, so that I can get some of that energy back, because this round I wasn't struggling for cards, I wasn't struggling for damage, I was struggling for energy. So having that Nemo earlier would have helped me to win this game. And now my opponent goes for hair, goes for Acro, goes for double peacemaker. I'm not able to take him down. I'm not able to stop this attack fully. I do go down to 140 health, and now my opponent is at 270 health, right? So I should be still fine to win this game, as I'm able to save up this round. And now all I really want to do is play as much shield as I can, which is 107 shield, and unfortunately that is not enough. It is simply not enough. If I had one more energy to finish him off the round earlier, I would have done that, but I did massively misplay by overkilling his mid lane Aqua, and that is a loss in game number 3. Now, before we jump into game number 4, I want to show you how much this team actually cost. Right at the front, what we have is a herbivore cactus cattail, which is necessary, and then we have, what do we have on the back? We have the scarab for the damage, right? We want to have some of that damage, and you can see right here $290 for this plant, which is quite small. You can go for a higher speed. It's not that bad to go for a higher speed actually, because you go for 32, 33 speed if there's ever some of these on the market. Yes, you don't get extra damage from the cactus, but what you do get is healing from your herbivore, because you're going to be going first in front of your opponent, and also you can prevent your opponent's plant from healing by using the scarab. So going for 32, 33 speed is not that bad on this particular Axie. When it comes to the mid lane Aqua, what we have is Bumpy, we have the Nemo, we have the Mosquito Bite, and we have obviously the Sponge, which is the last Bumpy combo that works very well, and it's $570 for this Aqua. Now it's not the cheapest one, because the next one is $612 and there's not that many of them on the market, but it is very fun to play, as I have already shown you in these games, and it does allow me to stay in the top 100, working versus most of the meta teams, which is the Fairball mechs, the Twin Tail mechs, and stuff like that. At the back I have a very standard bird for this season, which is the hare, the tri-feather, and the aroma in form of the eggshell, and then the peacemaker, which is the highest dealing mouth card, right? You want to go for 59 speed, which is $550. You actually want to go for 27 health, which is $570, right? So that is what you want to go for. The reason you go for tri-feather is because you deal more damage when you play the eggshell, right? You can go for a balloon as well, which is the cheaper option, and you can get that one for about, I don't know, $300, let's say, for 59 speed. We could just filter that out, but I assume it's going to be much more cheaper with the balloon. But obviously for damage reasons, you want to go for the tri-feather. Yeah, the balloon much cheaper, $250. So if you are on a budget, that's going to be the better one. If not, then tri-feather is the way to go. And in the 4th and final game, we are facing the God Mech, the mech that has been built by Spammerwise. He managed to get top 1 with this mech, and it is incredibly broken. For just 2 energy, you can kill my plant by dealing 600 damage into its face. But despite that, let's see what we can do. Round 2, he obviously gets the back door already, right? Why wouldn't you? A class disadvantage mech attacking into the bird, but that doesn't really matter, because he's going to go for the Fairball, he's going to go for the Twin Tail, he's going to go for the Dual Strike, and for just 3 energy, he can kill my highest damage dealing Axie. So not a good start. By no means it's a good start. Round 2, we are an Axie down, but I decide to go for the Nemo, the Mosquito Bite, and then a Herbivore. double scarab and a cactus. Let's see if that is going to be enough damage. I think it's going to be very close. He goes for the discard, getting rid of one of my Cattails, which is not fun because I really need those to get my cards up when he decides to attack me with the twin tail. We actually do manage to kill his Axie. So right now what I want to do is get rid of this last stand Axie by using the Nemo, and then he decides to attack me with the wing shot with the grass snake, ivory and tiny turtle. Now what's very important to remember right here is that I am sitting on 7 energy and he's only sitting on 3. So what I can do is go ahead and clear that stun, heal myself up a little bit by the mosquito bite, and then deal some damage with the sponge with the keratin. Now my opponent decides to go for some damage on the front by using the bone sail and the grass snake, and then he goes for the back door with the dual blades and the twin tail. I believe if he did go for the wing shot and the bone sail, he actually would have been able to kill me right at the back, or it would have been very close, but he didn't do that, and I managed to get myself 2 attack ups. So if I do draw a mosquito bite, which I do, I can heal myself up for 128, and that is crucial to win this game. Now he goes for the wing shot this time, grass snake and tiny turtle, giving me 2 poison stacks, which are attacking me for 4 every single turn. Now crucial thing right here is that I do go for the Cattail. I do play all of my cards, and because I'm not sure where he's going to attack, he goes for the front, which is the Fairball, double twin tail. That is going to give me plenty of cards, but unfortunately it is also going to kill my plant, right? Because dealing 600 damage for 2 energy is the norm right now in Axie Infinity. So he does kill my plant, but I get plenty of cards for the troubles. And I go for the double heal. I think this was a crucial play because I know he's sitting low on energy, so I decide to go for double heal, getting myself all the way up to 242, and he goes for double dual blade. That is not enough to take the kill right here. If he did have the twin tail, I would have been dead, but he already used 2 of them, so I thought he couldn't have them. I go for the double heal again, and then a double sponge just to take the kill, because there's no way he can put up that much shield to save himself. And that was a very, very fun game of outplaying the God Mech, which is currently costing like half an ETH or an ETH just to play it and get yourself in the Axie Infinity leaderboard. So let me guys know what you think about this team. I think it's very, very fun. It's one of the only teams that has the bumpy and a sponge combo right now. If you did enjoy it, let me know in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily Axie Infinity content, and I'll see you in the next one.